Yeah, hello, my very good people. Today I want to address this issue that is taking place in Nigeria um, about the comment or the statement that was made by the U.S. President, President Donald Trump, about Nigeria and the way I feel about it. And before I will go into details about his statements, let me first say this. I'm a Nigerian and I love my country. I love my country because that's my country. But when it comes to the bitter truth, I believe it is proper for we to tell ourselves the truth. I'm a Christian. I have no problem with Muslims. Neither do I think that a Muslim should be victimized in Nigeria. But the fact remains that there has been a systematic genocide on Christians in Nigeria. It has been happening over the years, and we all know this. Some wicked Muslims, some jihadists, those who think that they are more important than others in Nigeria, who feels that their religion is more foremost than other religions, has been doing this and they are not hiding it. It is obvious that the records are there that has been this issue of cleansing of killing of Christians in Nigeria by some jihadist, terrorist, Islamic fundamentalists. They've been doing this over the years. And some people in the corners of, or do I call it corridors of power or in government, are part and parcel of those who are sponsoring these people. They are not hiding it. Why do we have Boko Haram in the first place? What is the agenda of Boko Haram in Nigeria? The agenda is straight and straightforward. They want to capture Nigeria entirely and establish an Islamic caliphate in Nigeria where they will adopt a Sharia law, a Muslim law. That is their main objectives. So why would somebody say Christians are not being murdered in Nigeria? This is something that if you check on my Facebook post, I have posted evidence, a lot of evidences to defend the fact that Christians are being slaughtered, and the government, each government that comes into power has always been reluctant to do something about this cleansing of Christians in Nigeria, most especially in the middle belt of Nigeria. Middle belt, talk about Plateau State, Benue State, name areas. This cleansing has been on. The southern Kaduna area. What are people trying to say? So is it because that President Trump came out and called the attention of our government of this genocide that's taking part in Nigeria over Christians, that people are now targeting it to be something different? Yes, President Trump is the president of America, and he had a better information because US have a lot of intelligence. They've covered this over, and so many Christians have been crying over the years about the killing of Christians in Nigeria. Where do I want to start? How many do you want me to mention as evidence? Is it during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan, when they were blowing churches at Niger State? Even a church on one Christmas day, they went to a church in Abuja one Christmas day and blew up everybody. What about the slaughtering of Christians in Owo that took place I think in Ondo State, when late Governor Akeredolu was alive? What about the innocent girl who was slaughtered, who was mobbed, beaten up, burnt to death because some of her classmates tagged her They said he committed whatever they call it. They came, brought her out, beat her up, and burnt her to death. What about the innocent woman a Christian, a pastor who was preaching in Abuja that was stabbed to death in Abuja one morning in Abuja? So what are people talking about? Where do I want to start? I have posted a lot of evidence. It is not that what President Trump said is a lie. Something got me worried. A friend of mine, my very good child friend, called me and said that what I'm posting on my social media is like trying to divide Nigeria. Divide which Nigeria, my brother, if I may call, if I ask you. From your state where you come from, that is where these things are happening from. You come from Middle Belt, and you know the facts. You know the truth, and you know a lot of evidences are there. And you are telling me that my bringing out all this information, posting it on social media, is like dividing Nigeria. Dividing Nigeria on what ground? President Trump came up and said that called on the attention of our government and said that there is a genocide of Christians going on in Nigeria, and then called them to order. And he said if they don't do anything about it, that he will personally take action to eliminate all these jihadists, all these terrorists, all these so-called bandits that have taken over Nigeria. So is that a lie? So what is wrong? Somebody said, came with an excuse and said they are not killing only Christians, they are killing Christians and Muslims. Oh, they are killing Muslims too, right? They are killing Muslims. So who are the people killing Muslims? Who are the people also killing Muslims? Are they Christians? These are jihadists. They kill Muslims who are against what they are doing about Christians. They're slaughtering Muslims who do not like their doctrine and what they are doing in Nigeria. They go after them. But who are doing it? Are they not the same terrorist jihadists? These fundamental Islamic people? So why change the narrative? President Trump made it clear that if the federal government does not sit up and begin to protect Christians in Nigeria, he will take actions. Take actions is like, Trump never mentioned that he was coming to invade Nigeria. He never used the word invading Nigeria. He said he would take actions, moving the Marines to come and take care of this bastard who has made life difficult for Nigerians. Some of you begin to play politics into issues that we've been crying over the years. Insecurity in Nigeria, kidnapping, bandits. Even just last week, for some of you who pretend not to know the truth, just last week in Jos, not less than 30 people were being killed by this Islamic jihadists. These are Christians who were killed in Jos just last week. And most of you pretend that you don't hear about it. The mainstream media in Nigeria does not report what goes on in Nigeria. But when people talk, it looks as if we are against our own country. What is wrong if the U.S. government should come in and assist us to eliminate these bandits and these Boko Haram terrorists that have been killing buying our Nigerians? What is wrong? If it is in the process of coming to defend Christians and they eliminate our enemies and remove them and we have peace in Nigeria, what is wrong with that? Somebody was talking about resources. America is coming to say, whose resources do you have in Nigeria? Is it the one that the solid gold that the bandits have taken over in Zamfara, or the other mineral resources that the bandits have taken over in the whole part of Nigeria? How many is reaching you? How many, even the so-called oil that we're talking about, how does the resources of Nigeria affect your life in Nigeria? How does every money made in Nigeria, how does it reflect the lives of the common man in Nigeria? How does it affect you? Do you have a constant electricity in Nigeria? For those who are even getting it, are they paying it in a very soft note? Do you have good medical care in Nigeria? Do you have good roads? So when you talk about resources that are coming to steal, how does the resources being discovered, being made in Nigeria ever affect the life of common Nigerians? I live in this part of the country. I know how an average common man enjoys the benefit of what this country is all about. You see a homeless man will drop on the road right now. In the next 2 minutes, the ambulance is there to pick him to the emergency, and he's getting free medical care. People reap from their country. I'm not talking about the rich. The less privileged. Guess what they want? People who are homeless, they are given free. Their government provided houses, food stamp, and everything. The common homeless person here is better than average Nigerian who thinks he's a banker. And you think you are living a life in Nigeria. Where does the Nigerian resources affect your common life in Nigeria? You don't have adequate light supply. You don't have good roads. You don't have good medical care. You don't have good hospitals. I lost my niece about 2 weeks ago because she had a kidney problem and she could not be able to get a good dialysis, and she passed on in a country called Nigeria. And yet you're talking about Americans coming to take your resources. What resources can you be proud of? Let's call the spade and talk the truth. Now that the President Trump has brought the awareness, it is good for us to tell our government to sit up and do what is right. The insecurity in Nigeria is too much. We're talking about it. People no longer walk free in Nigeria. That is a fact. Who are the people behind this nonsense? The same jihadists, Boko Haram, and the so-called bandits. They go after you. Who did they attack first? The Chibo girls. 70% of them were Christians. Why did they go to Chibo school? Is Chibo school a Muslim school? That was a Christian school. So when we talk about Christians being killed by in Nigeria, nobody should argue about it. It's a fact. Donald Trump came up and said Nigeria is a country of concern. And he called on our government, and Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu has not denied about it. He has accepted and recognized that issue. And some of you are here talking nonsense. If America should come in and help us to eliminate all these jihadists, that would do us a lot of favor. So when Liberia was at war and Nigeria went there, we went there to help Liberia to end the civil war in Liberia. Was that not a foreign country coming to intervene? Is Nigeria part of Liberia? We were there on a common mission, and Nigerians provided the 99% of both human and the equipment being used to fight that war in Liberia. Also in Sierra Leone, where Sierra Leone had their own conflict, Nigerian soldiers went there to intervene. So what is wrong if America should come to Nigeria to intervene in order to help us solve our problems? We're all aware that over the years, the government itself have been playing with this insecurity matter. It's not about Chief Ahmed Bola who just came 2 years ago. This is a thing that has been going over the years. We've seen a governor whose house was used to shield a terrorist, a Boko Haram terrorist in Zamfara State. A former governor. This was a fact. Some of these bandits, even this Boko Haram, we've seen them sit with government officials. They will negotiate with them. How do you negotiate with terrorists? How do you negotiate with terrorists? That means you failed in your actions. When government begin to give amnesty to a terrorist group, you need to give them amnesty, telling them that they are repentant people who should be sent to go to hell, to go and visit the devil. And you are giving them amnesty. These are the people who are declared that they want to turn Nigeria into an Islamic country, where they will use the Nigeria as their caliphate for Islamic and Sharia law. And you don't call that a threat. You negotiate with them, you sit with them, and the first people that they began to attack in Nigeria were Christians, churches. In Niger State, some time ago during Jonathan time, they blew up a lot of churches there, killed Christians. So why would Trump issue become something that some of you are dribbling about? The funny thing is that some of you like to play politics. Who's playing politics? We're talking about the life and safety of Nigerians. If President Trump is coming to bring in the Marines, they have the best equipment. They have the best technology. These days, this is no longer about the issue of guerrilla fight. They know the spots. They can, from the satellite, they can track all these bastards that call themselves bandits and terrorists in Nigeria. They can find out themselves where they are and take them out one after the other, after the other, without anybody knowing. So what is all this nonsense about America is coming, Trump is coming to take over our resources? Resources. How much is petrol in the cost of petroleum per liter, petrol cost in Nigeria per liter? How much? How much do you pay? How much is gasoline in Nigeria? Huh? What about the roads? How many of you have free born water in your house? How many of you can boast, apart from you going to make your own personal borehole to drink water in your own house? The government cannot provide. There's nothing a government of a nation can provide to these people. What can average poor man be proud of in Nigeria before you begin to call yourself a patriotic Nigerian? Everybody, apart from those politicians and those who are at the top, the so-called police have been limited to themselves. The only people that they go after are those who are coming out to speak out the truth, those who are crying, carrying a peaceful banner to protest peacefully. Is who they go after. They shoot at them, kill them with the police. And yeah, you talk about the resources in Nigeria. What resources you're talking about? So I don't buy this nonsense. President Trump did the right thing. He has his comment or his statement to the Federal Republic of Nigeria will now put the current government, on a hot seat for them to wake up and begin to do something about this insecurity in Nigeria. They should go after these murderers and this terrorist group that have been running over through the border to overwhelm our country. Why has the president not been able to talk to the president of Chad, Niger Republic, those that have border with us, and negotiate with them to form a security force in order to comb these terrorists? But they just allow it. If you have a problem and you cannot solve it, you go out and look for help externally. So what is wrong with what Trump said? What Trump has done is to let our Aso Rock sit up. Let the Aso Rock Villa sit up and let them begin to do what is right. Enough is enough. The slaughtering of Christians is too much in Nigeria, and the evidence are there. The evidence are overwhelmingly there. The first time in Nigeria we are hearing a Muslim ticket in Nigeria. What is that? What is all that? What is all that for? You are indirectly Islamizing Nigeria. Christians no longer have positions in politics in Nigeria. When a Christian become a president, you guys will frustrate him. Jonathan was a Christian. Because he was a Christian, some of you went and ran against him and removed him under just 6 years. Because he's a Christian. Look at Nigerian history. And from the military regime right to the so-called, what we call democratic government in Nigeria today. Who were the Christians? How many times has Christians ruled Nigeria? Apart from Obasanjo and Jonathan, who are the other Christians that have ruled Nigeria? Name them. So what is all this nonsense? We can't wait and allow and be sleeping while our house is on fire. The Christians have been, those Islamic Muslims, sponsored by some Nigerians, well-known Nigerians, who are funding these terrorists, indirectly causing problems for Christians in Nigeria. Go to the north, see how they burn churches. See how they treat Christians in the northern part of Nigeria. Huh? Look at that girl they called Deborah, the way she was murdered. I think that was in Sokoto State. What happened to her killers? What happened? So, who is saying that Nigeria, that there is no systematic Christian genocide going in Nigeria? It's been going on over the years, even right from the time of Babangida. This issue has been there. What is the purpose of Metasin riot in Nigeria? What was the agenda? Was it not to Islamize Nigeria in the 80s? during Shagari regime. So who's saying who's deceiving who? So Donald Trump was only telling Nigerians the bitter truth. If we don't wake up our ass, he will come and help us take care of those bastards. Enough is enough. People should stop bending the story. Muslims are being killed too. What does that got to do with? Is it Christians that are killing Muslims? The Muslims are killing Christians. So when they don't see Christians to kill, they'll kill Muslims. So we're talking about Islamic jihadists who are killing Nigerians, but they choose to kill Christians. Christians are most of their targets. We've seen it happen. We have records. I've posted so many things, so many videos to back up my claims. So nobody should come and tell me here that my posting those videos was a way of dividing Nigeria. So when you are killing Christians, what do you think you are doing? So I should just keep quiet that my people who have the same faith with me should be eliminated. I'm not going to pick up arms, but what I can do is provide evidence on the social media for the world to see that this is what's going on in Nigeria. Most especially in the mid-belt country, mid-belt state region. Benue State, Jos, Plateau State, name all those areas. They just want to exterminate them from that area. What about the Southern Kaduna, who are mostly Christians? We all saw what happened during when this man was a governor there, El-Rufai. How did he protect them? He allowed the killing to go on until Trump intervened then, before Buhari sat up and began to think about what to do. So why must we wait until the foreign president talk about our problem? So Trump was right. And if Trump is coming to help us sweep all these bastards out, I am very much in for it. I'm in support of it. So I think Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, will have to wake up now and sit his ass up and begin to protect Nigerians. While you are protecting Christians, you should also be protecting other Nigerians. We need complete security in Nigeria. Thank you very much.